Chapter 1. A Missing Coin. I glanced at the clock. It read 3:51.
It was 3:51.
2 minutes had passed since the last time I looked.
2 minutes had passed since the last time I looked.
Lucy Hiller was now 21 minutes late.
Lucy Hiller was now 21 minutes late.
Some days time flies.
Some days time flies.
Other days it crawls by like a sick cockroach.
Other days it crawls by like a sick cockroach.
Today was one of those days.
Today was one of those days.
Yeesh.
Yeesh.
I was in my winter office in a corner of my basement.
I was in my winter office in a corner of my basement.
My regular office, a treehouse in the backyard, was shut down for the season.
My regular office, a treehouse in the backyard, was shut down for the season.
Too much ice and snow.
Too much ice and snow.
Fortunately, my parents let me set up shop down here.
Fortunately, my parents let me set up shop down here.
It was in heaven, but I suppose it was all right.
It wasn't heaven, but I suppose it was all right.
I had my own desk.
I had my own desk.
On the wall behind the desk, a sign read, Jigsaw Jones, Private Eye.
On the wall behind the desk, a sign read, Jigsaw Jones, Private Eye.
I made it myself.
I made it myself.
I sipped on my second glass of grape juice.
I sipped on my second glass of grape juice.
And waited.
And waited.
It was now exactly 3:52.
It was now exactly 3:52.
In the Jones house, you don't need a doorbell.
In the Jones house, you don't need a doorbell.
Our dog, a big Newfoundland named Rags, tells when someone is at the door.
Our dog, a big Newfoundland named Rags, tells when someone is at the door.
When he barked, I knew that Lucy Hiller had arrived.
When he barked, I knew that Lucy Hiller had arrived.
Theodore! Jigsaw, your visitor is here, my mom called.
Theodore, I'm in Jigsaw. Your visitor is here, my mom called.
A soft voice said, Thank you, Mrs. Jones.
A soft voice said, Thank you, Mrs. Jones.
I watched as a pair of bright red boots came down the stairs.
I watched as a pair of bright red boots came down the stairs.
The boots were attached to Lucy Hiller.
The boots were attached to Lucy Hiller.
Lucy sat in a chair across from my desk.
Lucy sat in a chair across from my desk.
Her hair was curly and black.
Her hair was curly and black.
Her eyes were round and brown. Grape juice? I offered.
Her eyes were round and brown. Grape juice? I offered.
Lucy politely shook her head. No, thanks.
Lucy politely shook her head. No, thanks.
She showed me her straight white teeth.
She showed me her straight white teeth.
Then her smile disappeared.
Then her smile disappeared.
I've been told that you are the best detective in second grade.
I've been told that you're the best detective in second grade.
I didn't disagree.
I didn't disagree.
Lucy chewed her lip.
Lucy chewed her lip.
I've got a problem.
I've got a problem,
she said.
She said.
I make problems go away.
I make problems go away.
Said, but it will.
I said, but it will cost
you. I get $1 a day.
But it will cost you. I get $1 a day.
Lucy placed some money on the desk.
Lucy placed some money on the desk.
My jaw dropped.
My jaw dropped.
It showed a picture of Abraham Lincoln.
It showed a picture of Abraham Lincoln.
That's a $5 bill, I said.
That's a $5 bill, I said.
If you can get me out of this mess, Lucy said.
If you can get me out of this mess, Lucy said.
It will be worth it.
It will be worth it.
I opened my detective journal to a clean page.
I opened my detective journal to a clean page.
I missed my partner, Mila, but she had a music lesson. I'd have to start without her.
I missed my partner, Mala, but she had a music lesson. I'd have to start without her.
I'm all ears, I said.
I'm all ears, I said.
Lucy talked fast. Okay, last Friday I borrowed a coin from my father's coin collection.
Lucy talked fast. Okay, last Friday I borrowed a coin from my father's coin collection.
It was an Indian head nickel, and it was very valuable.
It was an Indian head nickel, and it was very valuable.
I wanted to bring it to school and show everybody.
I wanted to bring it to school and show everybody.
Let me guess, I interrupted. It's missing.
Let me guess, I interrupted. It's missing.
Lucy nodded unhappily. I started to hand her a box of Kleenex.
Lucy nodded unhappily. I started to hand her a box of Kleenex.
Her eyes were clear.
But her eyes were clear.
Lucy Hiller wasn't the crying type. She continued. Okay.
Lucy Hiller wasn't the crying type. She continued. Okay.
So I showed the coin to Biggs Maloney during recess.
He
was building that snowman of his. The huge one by the basketball court. Well, Biggs really loved it. He thought the coin was the coolest thing. So I let him hold it for the rest of the day. Lucy paused. Now Biggs says he can't find it. I was stunned. Why, of all people, did you give the coin to Biggs Maloney?
I was stunned. Why, of all people, did you give the coin to Biggs Maloney?
Lucy's cheeks flushed red. I don't know, she said, looking down.